Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Follow Up Friday. So, how do you follow up after a discovery session with a potential client? Or do you follow up at all? Well, the problem I find is that people are doing discovery sessions, their potential clients are not making a decision on the spot, and then they get off the call with no plan of action, nothing, and then the person goes MIA. So, has that ever happened to you? Well, if that has, then you're in the right place because I'm going to share today some things that you can do to avoid that from happening. How does that sound? Exciting? So please feel free to share the love, share this video in your newsfeed, or drop a friend's name down below and tag them if you think they could benefit from this information. And if you're watching the replay of this tip, please don't be shy. Post your questions or comments down below, and I will come back in later and answer them. Okay, I want to support you. And come on live every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I'm here live, and I can answer your questions. You can get coaching support from me. So if you're new to my world, you're new to this page, I'm Debbie Hoffman. I'm a sales and follow-up coach, and I work with heart-centered coaches, consultants, network marketers who are letting potential clients and income slip through the cracks because they don't have a reliable and effective follow-up system in place. So I support you to create a step-by-step sales and follow-up process for your business so you can consistently enroll more clients in a heart-centered way, without being salesy. That's what my whole philosophy is about, is coming from the heart, coming more from that feminine place. So again, the problem is that a lot of entrepreneurs don't have a plan in place after discovery sessions, and then their potential clients go MIA, and then they never know what happened to them, right? Can you relate to that at all? Well, I'm going to share a few things that you can do to prevent that from happening. So at the end of a discovery session, or whatever your conversation is with a potential client where you're sharing what you offer and they're sharing their challenges, whatever you call it, at the end of that conversation, so many times people will say, I need to think about it, or I need to talk to my partner before making a decision. If that's ever happened to you, I'd love you to post that down below. So if that happens, you want to ask them, when will they have a chance to take care of that thing? Check their bank account, talk to their spouse, whatever it is that they say they need to do. Ask them, when will they have a chance to do that? And then, would you like to reconnect after that, right? Always ask for permission. Don't tell them you're going to call them. So if they say, I'm going to do this on Monday, say, great. How about if we reconnect on Tuesday? Does that work for you? So don't tell them, ask them, okay? Always, always, always ask for permission. That's the reason why a lot of people feel salesy and pushy when they're following up with folks. It's because they don't ask for permission. They just push through their agenda, whatever they want to do, but they don't ask. So a lot of times people will be putting off making a decision for various reasons. So we just want to know what that reason is, ask them what they need to do, what they need to think about, who they need to talk to, whatever it is that they say. Get curious, ask more questions, and then make the appointment. Don't just say, like a lot of people say, oh, I'll just be in touch with you. Or the potential client will say, I'll get back in touch with you when I've made a decision. You'll never hear from them, right? So you always want to be in control of the next step and to make an appointment to reconnect with them after they've done that thing that they said they needed to do, okay? The next thing is, when you do, let's say you've made an appointment with them and they don't show up for the call, and then you keep calling and calling and they go MIA. Don't keep calling and say, oh, I'm following up with you, or I'm calling to see if you want to sign up to work with me. Leave messages of value. And what do I mean by that? That could be a client testimonial. So let's say you have a client that had a similar issue as this person does. You can leave a message sharing what their results were. I was thinking of you. I was just talking to this client of mine. She or he had very similar issues as you, and this is what happened. So leave messages that provide value to your potential client. Always provide value. Just leaving messages, I'm checking in, means nothing to them. You can also share something that's going on in their industry, like be a trusted advisor, trusted resource for them. So know that you'll let them know that you're thinking about them and you've got their best interest at heart. Okay? So the third thing you can do is remind them. So the longer the time passes between when you spoke to them and when you call them, the more likely they are to forget the conversation you had and to forget the problem that they had and the solution that you offer. Like life gets in the way, people get busy, and they just forget. So you want to remind them of what they were struggling with. Take really good notes during your discovery session or during your conversation with your potential client. Refer to those notes before you call and remind them of what they said they were dealing with. So I'll give you an example of this. Several years ago, I was following up with a woman, and this was when I was in this health and wellness business, and she was struggling with her health for years. And she just said, I would love to buy these products, but I can't afford it. So I continued to follow up with her whenever there were promotions, when there were specials and there was discounts on this one product, I would call her. And then one day I just reminded her, and every time she just kept saying, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. So one time I reminded her, I looked at my notes and reminded her of exactly what she had said, because it had been too many times that she just kept saying, I can't afford it. And I said, when we spoke a couple years ago, you had said you were struggling with this issue. Is that still the case for you? I'm just curious. And she said, oh, yeah, I am still dealing with that issue. And it made her realize that nothing had changed in all of these years. And she signed up on the spot to be a customer and to get the product. So that's how powerful it can be when you refer to your notes and you let people know, you remind them what they talked about. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. And in my Power Up Your Sales program that's starting next week, we go into a whole module is dedicated towards having a very powerful discovery session, taking people through a process that creates the gap between where they want to go in their lives or in their business and where they are now. And then your program, your service, your product will fill that gap. We have one spot left in the program. It's a nice, intimate group. Amazing women have joined this program. If you're interested in seeing if it's a good fit for you, please go to powerupyourfollowup.com/PUYS for Power Up Your Sales. We're also going to go into great detail on how to follow up after a discovery session, how to follow up after you meet anybody anywhere, right? Because my whole thing is follow up and sales. It's all the same thing, right? So our first call is next Tuesday, October 12th. Would love, if you have any questions, please reach out to me at Debbie@powerupyourfollowup.com. And come next Friday at 10 a.m. to my Facebook Live, and you can put your questions in the chat, and you can receive coaching support from me. So every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, I am here. So have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Follow Up Friday. Bye for now.